Welcome back to Nerd Flame. I am Mr. Flame, and today we are not just talking about movies, we are talking about a seismic shift in the pop culture landscape. We are diving headfirst into the colossal slate of upcoming animated and animation-adjacent blockbusters, specifically those earth-shattering sequels, reboots, and remakes from the biggest power players: Disney, Pixar, DreamWorks, Illumination, and the Marvel Machine. Get ready, because the next few years, starting with the immediate horizon of 2026, are set to deliver a relentless wave of fan service, long-awaited returns, and projects that are frankly too massive to fail. Mixing projects we know are coming with the ones we pray will happen. The sheer scale of what is on the horizon is unprecedented, promising to redefine the franchises we grew up with, while launching new generations of cinematic legacies. The year 2026 kicks off the madness, setting a tone that is pure, unadulterated franchise fever. And the speculation swirling around these releases is already a deafening roar across every social platform. The energy right now is electric, and it feels like the studios have finally decided to unleash the Kraken, tapping into the deepest wells of nostalgia, while simultaneously pushing the boundaries of what these classic characters can achieve. Fans have been vocal, nay, demanding certain continuations for years, and it looks like the studios are finally listening, poised to reward that patience with cinematic gold. It is a calculated, brilliant strategy to dominate the box office and the cultural conversation for years to come, ensuring that the next chapter of animation history is written with blockbuster ink. The sheer volume of high-profile projects is a testament to the enduring power of these animated worlds, proving that a great character never truly leaves the spotlight. They are simply waiting for the perfect moment to return. The first major wave of 2026 is anchored by a trifecta of returning legends, signaling that the era of ending a franchise is officially over. We have to start with the powerhouse known only as Toy Story 5, which, let's be honest, is a sentence that still feels like a fever dream for many of us, given how definitive the ending of the fourth film seemed to be. But the toys are back, and the rumors suggest this will be a massive generational passing of the torch, perhaps focusing heavily on the new wave of toys, or maybe even putting Buzz Lightyear through a completely different kind of existential crisis, separate from his life with Woody. The gossip has centered on a plot that sees the gang navigating the terrifying, unknown world of the modern, connected digital home, turning a simple Wi-Fi router into a new kind of villainous black hole. Simultaneously, the Illumination machine fires back with Minions 3, proving that audiences simply cannot get enough of those gibberish-spouting yellow creatures. And if the past two entries are any indication, this next installment will be a guaranteed billion-dollar hit, leaning even harder into the slapstick chaos and historical time travel elements that make them such a global phenomenon. The anticipation is less about the plot and more about the sheer, brainless fun and the creative new ways the Minions find to be completely disruptive and adorable. This double tap of animation sequels proves the massive demand for beloved, established characters. The rumors of a Despicable Me cinematic universe expansion, perhaps bringing in more obscure villains from the Minions world, also continue to gain traction, suggesting a much larger, interconnected narrative is being quietly woven beneath the surface of the goofy exterior. The sheer marketing spectacle alone for both of these films is going to be a sight to behold, dominating every corner of the media landscape, and ensuring that these characters are inescapable, in the best possible way, for the entire summer season. Moving on to the colossal Marvel and Disney animated landscape, the talk of the town, or rather, the entire internet, has been the persistent, exciting whispers of an animated reboot of the legendary X-Men franchise, possibly titled X-Men: First Class Reborn. This would not be a continuation of the beloved 90s series, but a fresh, stylistically daring take on the original five members: Cyclops, Jean Grey, Beast, Iceman, and Angel, with a visual aesthetic that borrows from contemporary indie comics but retains the emotional core of the classic stories. This hypothetical project is already driving fans wild because it offers the one thing the live-action films often struggle with: absolute comic book accuracy and spectacular, unconstrained mutant powers realized through pure animation magic. The deep dive rumor is that Marvel wants to establish a definitive animated Earth, 1000 to run parallel to the MCU, allowing for stories too wild for live action. And this X-Men reboot is the launchpad. Imagine the potential for crossover events, all animated, bringing characters like the Ultimate Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four into the fold without the baggage of their live-action counterparts. The level of excitement this is generating is proof that the purest form of comic book storytelling often lies in the hands of the animators. Another project that is sending shockwaves through the fan community is the rumored reboot of a foundational DreamWorks property, Shrek 5, or perhaps even a complete live-action Shrek remake. Though for the sake of true fan hype, let's focus on the animated continuation. The internet buzz is not just about bringing back the ogre, but what a modern, self-aware Shrek film would look like in today's cinematic climate, potentially poking fun at the very sequel and reboot culture it represents. Fan forums are rife with speculation that this next chapter will focus on Fiona's legacy and the children, leaving Shrek and Donkey to navigate a midlife crisis in a world that has become too happily ever after. The fan-made posters suggesting a darker, more mythic take on Far, Far Away have been incredible, fueling the belief that the studio is sitting on a goldmine of mature storytelling possibilities, moving beyond the simple fractured fairy tale trope into something much deeper and more satirical. The possibility of bringing in the modern roster of DreamWorks characters for a hilarious meta-crossover is almost too good to resist, and the rumor mills are spinning fast, confirming that talks are constantly happening, fueled by the eternal love for the franchise. The sheer nostalgia power of Shrek is a cultural force that cannot be underestimated, and any official word on a continuation would break the internet. The desire to see the whole original cast return is a non-negotiable for fans, who view this franchise as a sacred cow of early 2000s animation. Finally, we must talk about the one sequel that has been haunting fans for years, a white whale of the Pixar catalog, The Incredibles 3. While not officially announced for 2026, the constant rumor cycle has positioned this as the single most anticipated animated sequel of the next decade, and for good reason. The second film left so many possibilities open, particularly regarding Jack's boundless, chaotic powers and the growth of the now-teenaged Violet and Dash. The talk right now is entirely focused on a new villain who is a literal shadow of the family's past, forcing the Pars to work with a newly introduced roster of deep-cut comic book heroes from the original universe, a move that would fully expand the scope of their world. There are persistent leaks from anonymous sources claiming that Brad Bird has already outlined a pitch that focuses less on superhero celebrity and more on the struggle of maintaining a family unit when one of your members can open interdimensional portals or explode into 1,000 tiny versions of himself. This is the kind of project where the internal studio hype must be astronomical, as they know a perfect third film could cement it as one of the greatest animated trilogies of all time. We are constantly seeing speculative character designs for an adult Jack, which only further pours gasoline on the bonfire of anticipation. This film isn't just a sequel. It is seen as the culmination of an animated saga, a promise that the best superhero stories often involve laundry, homework, and saving the world before dinner. The potential for the studio to finally lean into a more mature, even slightly darker tone for this third act has been a consistent point of fervent discussion among the community, which believes the characters are ready for a truly epic, high-stakes conclusion. So, there you have it, a small glimpse into the animated apocalypse that is coming, A world where the sequels and reboots are not just cash grabs, but genuine cinematic events. The next few years promise to be an unrelenting, glorious assault on the box office, fueled by our collective, insatiable hunger for the familiar characters we grew up with. From the toys on the shelf to the superheroes saving the globe, the biggest stories are being told through animation. And we are strapped in for the ride. The hype for Toy Story 5, the potential for a new animated X-Men era, the sheer commercial might of Minions 3, the highly requested return to Far, Far Away with Shrek 5 rumors, and the constant prayer for The Incredibles 3. It all adds up to an unforgettable period in cinema history. Do not miss a second of this glorious chaos. Now, if you want to stay ahead of the curve, if you want the deepest dives, the fakest posters, and the most legitimate hype on every single one of these projects, you need to be part of the Nerd Flame community. Hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell right now, because every single week, Mr. Flame is bringing you the fire. Let me know in the comments below, out of all the films we just talked about, which one are you absolutely losing your mind over? Drop your most ridiculous fan theory for The Incredibles 3.
I didn't know this was even possible. I learned how to make money online. The link is right below in the first pinned comment.